How about that South Park episode, huh?
It was so great.
And amazing.
Really, I was so bored. I felt like everyone hyped it up, and I watched it and fell asleep twice.
I agree with you. I think it could be funnier. I thought it was going to be funnier, but I love the
memes are funnier than like actually having to sit through the whole thing.
It created a lot of beautiful memes. They went soft at the end, but I loved it. They went after everybody, and then they went soft on everybody at the end, including us.
I saw the anti-feminist clip. That was funny. Like making content on anti-feminists.
Well, I mean, just to put a chick in it and make her gay and lame, and then like Marvel follows up. There's a story about Blade was going to have 3 women in it, and it was just hilarious. It's just the universe unfolding as it should.
I can't stand the bait and switch. I hate the bait and switch. They call it Blade, and then it's about everything but Blade.
It's everything they've been doing, for the last 3 years.
For years.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. I can't stand it.
And they're still doing it.
I was mad at Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan was really about cool black woman Jedi.
Yep.
They should have called it Cool Black Woman Jedi. I would have watched Cool Black Woman Jedi in a heartbeat, and I would have been mad. But when they actually called it Obi-Wan, I got mad at it. Tell me I'm wrong, Star Wars girl. Come on, tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong that she was cool. There was nothing cool about her.
Well, they were trying to be cool. Sorry. Cool. Black Jedi girl trying to be cool. Better.
If Michonne would have been in Obi-Wan Kenobi as that character, that would have been interesting. But this was just pain and agony in watching Obi-Wan and Vader and Leia get destroyed again.
All valid points.
Believe it or not,
I do love these South Park guys because they are libertarian, which make them cool. And I've been telling people that college is garbage for years, and finally someone said it.
Yeah, that whole B plot was actually it was better than the A plot with AI and everybody showing up at the Home Depot, all the people with geology degrees and insurance brokers. You're making this Home Depot look jitty. I freaking died when that happened.
Great.
That was great.
So good.
I like that they shined a light on like just how much money guys with practical knowledge, like plumbers, construction workers are, like how valuable that is right now and hard to come by.
Yes.
A good plumber will make more than your average actor on a Disney Plus show. Like a lot more. A good mechanic will make a lot more.
And they will then use AI to replace that actor, but that AI is not going to replace that plumber.
No. So, that's when the robots come. That's when we should worry about AI, is when the robots come to kill us all. That's
my thing was, there was I don't like plot holes. There was a very simple plot hole in that with the oven door, which was both of the kids have phones and can go on YouTube and watch a tutorial and be like, here, Dad, here's how you fix it. And it could have been a boomer joke, which is where I thought it was going. And then it wasn't. And I'm like, every single one of these kids would have just pulled up a YouTube video. So that bothered me.
They also, I mean, in the form of the Star Wars critics, they just did Cartman writing letters, which was a funny joke, but they could have gotten a lot more with, they didn't want to mention YouTubers, though. They just didn't. And they also didn't, they weren't there to get into the nuances of either argument. They were just going for laughs.
But it wasn't funny. I have a dark sense of humor, so it takes a lot to make me laugh. But I was just, I don't know. I don't watch South Park a lot. I've seen 2 or 3 episodes, but the first one I watched was the Satan Critters episode, and that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, their Streaming Wars one is hilarious. I've watched a lot of South Park. I think they're great.
I've watched far too much.
Yeah. Thank God it's here, because it's the only thing that cracks at anything anymore. It's pretty sad.
The bar is very low. That's why I think Anna feels the way she does, is because like literally like people at this point are just like, please just make the main character the same race it originally was. Just make it the same gender and we'll be happy. So that's why everyone's like over glorifying like any little step in the opposite direction. It's like, finally, yes, oh my God. So it's like,
yeah, it's like we went from the 99-cent store to the dollar store and we're treating it like it's a 5-star. I don't know.
Those of us who pay attention to it all the time, but the impact they had on the entertainment industry overall, this embarrassed the shit out of Disney, because Disney, believe it or not, they don't want people to watch us or listen to us. They have asked Gina, already said she was asked to unfollow people. She's not the only one. I've gotten
That's
multiple
crazy.
emails from people apologizing for unfollowing me. I don't care. But it's still a small circle. Hollywood's they talk to themselves. They don't give a shit about the audience. They've never given a shit about the audience. We are just there to throw money at them. They take us for granted all the fucking time. And it took something like South Park to meme them for them to recognize it. Will it change everything? No, but it does embarrass them. That truly does embarrass them. And that's how you get through. Mockery is the best way to get through to any ideology, especially when it's so fucked up. The fucked up ideology of Hollywood. If you make them, because they think they're looking good, because they have a bunch of people on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram fan, but Instagram is a place where they use that as their defunct marketing research, and Twitter as well. And they think that's the real world. And when they get smacked in the face, they are truly surprised. We think they shouldn't be. You know, we've been making videos forever, but they have really tried to put us into that like corner. Oh, they're just alt-right Nazis. And now they're like, oh shit, you know, and it's gotten absurd. You know, we're in parody world now. You know, I don't know if it's a real article, but they're talking about another, you know, gender swapped Robin Hood movie, like right on the heels of the Robin Hood show, which is a joke, you know? So it's going to take them time.
You could have talked to Director X. That was a fun time.
Yeah. I saw some of that. I watched some of that. Dude, he doesn't want to be, he doesn't have, it's disingenuous. And he supposedly
the only guy on the stream he would even listen to was Mark, because Mark is black. Like everyone made the same points, but all of our opinions don't matter. Only Mark's does. It was it's
good that he talked to Mark. Mark put him in his place quite a few times. It's good for Mark. That's what he should have talked to in the first place. But his channel wasn't big enough, remember? So, but he'd talk to anybody. That's the way it goes.
I think that South Park this is kind of knocking the doors down for more criticism, more I guess mainstream acceptable criticism, not just our niche YouTube world, but like mainstream criticism of Disney and the acknowledgement of what's been going on. Because if you look at the kind of the rant or the tweets that it inspired, at least in Gina Carano, I think she obviously feels like this is a good time to kind of like let people know, here's like an inside peek of what I had to deal with when I was working for Disney and subsequently booted out. I expect a lot more criticism. It's kind of like it's safe to talk about it now. That's what the vibe feels like. Yeah,
it's safe to pick on Disney now that they're falling. By the way, chat, I'm sick. That's why I'm not on camera. I feel like shit. So.
Oh.
And yes, I'm a boomer, chat. Yes, I am. But no, it's safe to do it now that they're crumbling and all of this is starting to burn. But it's you know, you really wish they would have gotten there on like, hey, you know, because it's lack of willingness. They could make a good Fantastic Four movie. They could still make.
But hold on, I got to give you some inside baseball here that some of you may not know. A lot of this is financing. This is going to be a little bit boring, but I'm going to give you some insight. A lot of this is financing. ESG scores are a real thing. 3 or 4 big banks actually run everything. Yep. And if they want financing, they have to follow through ESG guidelines or they don't get financing. It's very rare that they will use their own money. They want to be financed. And there's about 4 banks that are part of everything. And if you don't do it, you don't get financed. You don't want to when you're going to drop $100 million on a movie, you want maybe 10 million of that to be yours. And about 90 million to be somebody else's. So they wind up doing it so they can make those things happen. That's why independent movies that are not financed are able to do whatever they want. That's the reason why.
Yes, but even if you finance them over time, they eventually have to make some money. And if they keep losing money hand over fist, especially with these budgets, there's a lot of other factors. But as I've said in all of my videos, the foundation this is built on is that message that's pushed by partially financing, partially just having one-sided opinions in your corporation and forcing people to either be silent or forcing them out completely. And it's created this homogenous goop of woke shit that the access media will never call out. We call, and it's I don't mind calling it out, and I don't mind using the word woke or intersectional. I'll never stop until this shit stops. You know, if something's good, it's good. But the fact of the matter is, it's a conspiracy of dunces, because it's a lot of very dumb people, disconnected people in charge of a lot of money who think this is the right way to go. But yeah, the BlackRock, the head of BlackRock, I put it in one of my videos. The video's out there. He's out there saying we're going to force behaviors on people. That
100%.
They're like transparent about this.
Yes.
And they're really arrogant about it. And if you look hard enough, you can find the videos where they're talking about it all the time. So even something that I thought was a little conspiratorial in the beginning turned out to be absolutely true.
It's like the Alex Jones thing. Like everything that he says, aside from a few things, are turning out to be truth. But everything, even with ESG and all the woke stuff, like if you have a checklist that you have to follow, I feel like most creative people would be like challenge accepted, and you can still make something good with all of the woke shit. Look at Rent, right? Rent has chicks every single woke point, and it's fucking awesome. I mean, you might not like it. I watched it when I was way too young to watch it, and I loved it. And my favorite character in it was
because Rent was original.
I hated Rent.
Rent was original though, and Rent was made for a specific thing.
I liked it in Team America.
Person.
Hey, I have to hop off and make dinner.
And if you watch Star Trek also.
Bye, Brittany.
Bye, Brittany.
Thanks for having me on. Happy 100th.
Thanks, Brittany.
Brittany, good seeing you again. I'm talking to you.
Rent triggered me because I was like, everyone has AIDS. Nobody's working. How do they afford rent? Like, none of it was believable to me, but I saw it as an adult after I'd already like paid rent to live in like wherever, and I just was like,
I was like 7 or something when I didn't know what AIDS was. I didn't know I mean, we had renters, but because my parents like owned a bunch of different properties, so like I understood the concept and like then like the squatting thing, but as a really young child watching it, like I thought it was good. I didn't even know it was a musical, but that's something that's an original story that fits all the talking points, but I found it entertaining. The original Star Trek, heck, any Star Trek aside from the new
original is the best. 100%. I showed the original to my daughter.
Well, yeah, you can take the woke checkpoint, and if you actually get a real creative person, they can say, challenge, accept that. I'm going to take those, boundaries and make it work and make it good. Just everyone's lazy.
But no, I think that there's a difference in this one, right? And this is because they were trying to create stories around it. And the one I'll give you from original Star Trek, if you remember the creator of the M5 AI, remember that one?
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Daystrom, who in 1967 was a black scientist on TV. That was like, what? This is insanity. In 1967, there was a black scientist on TV. I agree with you completely, but it was done on purpose. There was a reason for it. But I'll go to another step is interesting. The Road Warrior, 1979, right? 1970, The Road Warrior. That movie, the bad guy, he's clearly gay. He has a gay lover who was killed by one of the kids.
Why? Did he dress really well? How did you know he was gay?
Oh, trust me.
He literally had a gay lover. Literally on the back of his bike. He had a dude on the back of his bike who was his lover. Yes.
Kind of grabbing his leg. Yeah.
And nobody cared. I'll go one step further. 1970s, Billy Crystal plays a gay character mainstream on the TV show Soap.
Yep.
We were already doing it. We didn't require all this stuff. We were on our way already. We were already on our way.
Exactly. But they always try to say, oh, this is the first time it's ever been done before. It's like, no, it's you've never watched a movie if you think this is the first time it's ever been before.
Right. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
I'm waiting for somebody to say Echo will be the first deaf female superhero in the MCU and completely forget that there was one in the Eternals. I promise you that's going to happen.
Oh, the Eternals.
They've already done it. I already saw it.
Yes.
I already saw it. You are correct. I already saw it.
Black Panther was the first black superhero, but Blade, all of a sudden now everyone's remembering him. Spawn, he didn't exist either.
Spawn, how about Deathlock? Deathlock the Demolisher from the 70s. Come on, he was also black. People remember him either.
He was an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, they did a bad version of him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Love that comic book, by the way. Freaking love Deathlock.
But they weren't black enough.
We are going real nerd stuff, Chris.
Well, he was kind of
I love it.
Chrissy, have you watched any of this?
I've watched some of it. I've seen the Eternals. I have all the Happy Meal toys.
That's right. You do. Oh, God.
Max?
Wait, what?
Have you ever seen Mad Max?
The movie where they're driving around in the desert?
Yes.
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 Not the new one, the old one.
The OG.
Oh. No,
It's actually called The Road Warrior. Mad
Yeah,
Max
it
was
was
the
Well,
old
there's
first
one.
Mad
movie.
Max.
There's
Yeah,
Mad
the
Max,
second one
there's
was
Mad
Road
Max
Warrior.
2, which for America became the Road Warrior, and then there's Mad Max
Oh.
Thunderdome.
Wow.
You
No,
should watch
I saw the one where I was like, oh my God, their contacts must be like drying out. They're just driving in the desert and like
watch the new
there's like
one.
a pregnant woman and then everyone's like they're hanging on flagpoles and I was like,
Okay, yeah, Tom Hardy.
it was cool looking.